Shalom. Welcome back. Here we are continuing with our auditory and visual directed immersion of the book of Exodus. Today we will be working through Exodus chapter 29, verses 14 and 15, and depending on time, verse 16 as well, trying to keep it at 30 minutes. Sorry, no video today. We have a rainy day here where I'm at. אדוני כן יהי רצון כי אני יכול לדבר רק כי אתה רוצה עכשיו. תעזר נא את כל תלמידי, אדוני. תשלח נא את רוח הקודש שלך עלינו, כי אנחנו רוצים לראות את פניך. All right, let's get started. So first, I'm just going to scan verse 14. If you're new to the channel, please give us a shout out in the live chat, or if you missed the live chat, you can do it in the comments down below, and that will be greatly appreciated. All right, I put a legend here on the bottom. If you're looking, you don't have to look, you can just do this auditorially if you like, but if you are looking, there's a kind of a method to my madness. There's a legend on the bottom that shows what the different colors are. So I decided to start marking et, the definite direct object marker, aleph tav, the same color as the definite article, ha. So if you're looking, you don't have to look, but if you are looking, you'll see there's red on the lower left, and it says definiteness. And then we have orange, and that's a preposition. And then we have kind of a mauve, maybe it's lighter than mauve, I'm not sure, some kind of light purple, let's say. That's a verbal root. Oh, lilac, how about lilac? There we go. And then we have like a kind of cyan color. That's person. What I mean is what person the form of the verb is in. For Russian speakers, litso. So, for example, you, I, we, etc. That's the person. And then we have kind of a lime green color, and that is the so-called wow conversive or vav conversive. I wrote wow because that's usually how scholars refer to it in the way it was pronounced in ancient times. Undisputed, check out my video on that, where I referenced 77 different scholarly works, and every single scholar refers to it as a w. So if you're one of these guys that thinks that God's name has a V sound in it, time to wake up. Okay, and then we have a dark green color, and that's just for a normal vav, or a normal wow. All right. And I did a couple extra things, but I think that's it for now. Oh yeah, as usually, I like to kind of put a little like aqua box around construct chains. I hope now it's fixed. So I've added some more things to the legend. So on the lower left in yellow we have pronoun. So I'm marking the pronouns with yellow as well as the pronominal suffixes, right? The suffixes that relate to a pronoun. And I added the aqua rectangle symbol, meaning construct chain or construct state. Although I usually don't mark all the construct states. For example, every word that has a suffix on it, every noun is in the construct. I'm not marking all of those. I'm only marking the chains because you don't really need to think about that every time you see a suffix. Oh, wait, it's construct. If you're creating, if you're composing prayers or music in biblical Hebrew, like I used to compose quite a bit in biblical Hebrew music, and sometimes people would ask me to translate some praise and worship song into Hebrew, and I'm a firm believer that should be biblical Hebrew, not modern Hebrew. So I would put it into biblical Hebrew. Then you got to think about, okay, wait, for the pointing, it needs to be construct, and then you put the suffix. And but our main goal here is to read and understand the Bible, right? We're not writing a Bible, so you just need to recognize. So when you see the suffix, that's enough. Okay? All right, let's read. Exodus chapter 29, verse 14 in the Hebrew says, oh, actually, let me see. Is there a way you can see what I'm doing here? Well, it doesn't stand out that much, but you can kind of see there's a little dot there. Again, you don't have to watch. You can just listen. Ve'et besach hapar. Ve'et oh. Ve'et pirsho tisrof ba'esh michutz lamachaneh chatat hu. Okay, let's take it apart. So, ve et. So that's a vav, that's a conjunction, and et, aleph tav, the definite direct object marker. And this is coming way before the verb. The verb is in kind of the lilac color, right? So that means there's special emphasis here. However you want to capture that in English or your language, that's up to you. But we would expect the verb to come first, the tisrof, before the stuff that you're going to saraf, you're going to burn. So, ve'et, and besar hapar. So, hapar, the bull. And because that last word is definite, that will make the entire chain definite. So that means that we can say the basar, and you might notice that I said basar instead of basar. It's written like basar. That's because it's in a construct state, right? That's one way that when I see it, I can tell right away, without our aqua box. Basar is the normal way to write it, the absolute way, right? Flesh or meat. But if basar becomes basar, then it means meat of, flesh of. And because that last word in the chain is definite, the whole chain is going to be definite. So it's like saying ha basar. It's like there's a ha implied. Okay, so basar hapar is the basar, the flesh of hapar, of the bull. Okay, so the et basar hapar, and the flesh of the bull, the et, and aleph tav. We don't translate. Oh, ayin resh. That is the hide. The hide. It can also mean skin, right, or leather, depending on the context, right? Like if it's a human's all, we're talking skin usually. So hide of him, right? So again, just for those who are new, see at the legend down below. Again, you don't have to look. This is for the visual learners. There's yellow means a pronoun, right? So pronouns are he, she, we, I, you, all that kind of stuff, right? It, etc. So the et, hide of him. So and we won't usually say his hide when we're talking about animals, right? We don't anthropomorphize like that. So and I can't erase, really? Okay. Oops. And its hide. Whose hide? Hapar, the bull. Continuing. The et, and, don't translate the et, pirsho, the perish of so this word, it's perish. This is the the substance that is in the intestines, right, or even in the belly. All of that is considered the perish, right? The partially digested and even fully digested, that's inside the kishki. Right, continuing. Next word, tisrof. Tu. So the tav at the beginning reminds us of ata, you. So you shall saraf, sin, resh, fe, saraf. And you will notice that whenever there's a pei at the end of a word, it's always going to be an F sound, a fe. Okay? You'll never have pei at the end of a word as a P sound. Okay. With the possible exception of loan words from another language, right? Tisrof. You shall saraf. So saraf, if you don't know this verb, I bet there's a cognate. I'm sorry, pardon me. I bet there's a derived noun from this word that you probably do know. Seraphim. Seraphim. Oh, there's even a Chinese company that makes solar panels. I almost bought them just because I thought it was so cool. They gave it a Hebrew name, Seraphim. Yeah, there's a solar panel. I don't know if they're in the States for those of you over there, but over here in the Philippines, I don't know if you guys have heard of it. It's kind of new over here too. Seraphim, they make solar panels, including the bifacial kind, right? If you're going to make it up high in the air, then you can get get some sun on both sides of the panel. So seraphim, what is a seraph? A seraph, it's a kind of angel, right? It's a fiery angel is how it's understood. Why is it fiery? Because saraf is to burn. Now, I will tell you there is some scholarly debate about if the seraph, right, if a seraph is from this root or if it's actually from an Egyptian root, which is more like a kind of a serpent that could fly, or that was so called because its bite burned so badly, right? So they do have a verb in ancient Egyptian as well. I'm going to go with the fiery one. All right. So you shall saraf, tisrof, you shall burn. Right. Finally, we get the verb. So starting back up top again, what are we going to burn? Ve'et besar hapal, and the basar, the flesh. In this case, it's written besar, the flesh of hapal, the bull. Ve'et, and hide of its hide. Ve'et, and pirsho, the perish of I just thought of a funny way mnemonic how you could remember perish. You don't, okay, so this is for our Roman Catholic listeners. You don't ever want to allow perish into the parish, or you may perish. All right, it's not that funny. I'm laughing. Sorry. I don't know. It struck me as funny. So that's what you can remember. Don't let the inside of intestines go into the parish. If you're the one who lets it in, then you may perish. So perish it's kind of like dung, right? It's inside the intestine. So the pirsho, perish of his perish, tisrof, you shall saraf, you shall burn. Next word, ba'esh, ba'esh. And if we really want to break it apart auditorially, it's be, that's a bait, esh. And wow, I think I forgot to colorize that's okay, I can do it right now. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, for the visual learners, the comet's supposed to be red. It's kind of red, right? And the bait is orange. Why? Because bait is a preposition. It's a preposition. And the comets, the O part under it, that indicates definiteness. It's left over from the definite article from ha. So aish means fire. Fire. Right? You shall burn it. Aish, fire. So the bait can mean a few different things. It can mean like in, with, against. In older writings, it can mean from. Right? We learned this from Ugaritic, where they don't have the word min, meaning from. They have to use bait. Also, they'll use lamed. So here it's going to mean from. It's telling you how to burn it. How should you burn it? Is it with chemistry? Do you have some chemicals to put on it and you're going to burn the dung with the chemicals? No. Are you going to burn it with magma? As Dr. Evil would say, no, you don't burn it with magma. No. Are you going to burn it with lasers from sharks that have lasers on their backs? No. No. You're going to burn it with the H, with the fire. Tisrof with the H, with the fire. With the fire. And just a little reminder that there, that is indeed the. That's the. The okay? And the bait is going to be the with. The bait is with. Here. So with the H, with the fire. Tisrof, you shall saraf, you shall burn. Sin resh pei, with the H, ba'esh. Michutz. Michutz is outside. L. lamachaneh. So the lamed, that's a preposition. So to, and then the that's another leftover from ha. The the patach that's under there, patach, and the dagesh and the mem, those two things are footprints left over from ha, a definite article. Oops, I think I'm in orange there, but yeah, I gotta find a way to just get better hues than the orange and the red. They're too close. Making it a bit redder. Hopefully that will help for the visual learners. Okay, so lamed, to, or of, like could be from, like that old Ugaritic meaning, the machane, the camp. Michutz, outside, to or from, the machane. Chatat, who. Chatat, chet, tet, aleph, tav. Chatat, who. A purification offering, some translate sin offering, is who? Hey, shurik, aleph, or hey, vav, aleph, means he. In this case, the he is that stuff, the perish and the or and the pa, is it. Okay? Or rather, the bull is, because the bull's a purification offering. That didn't make any sense to say that that other thing was. Okay. All right. Now let's go through 14 one more time. I'll count it this time, and you try to understand. Vit besa ha hapar vit aroho vit pirsho tisrof באש מחוץ למחנה chatat hu. All right, verse 15. Let's scan it. ואת האיל האחד tikach וסמכו אהרון ובניו את ידיהם ועל rosh ayal. Okay, let's break it apart a bit more. Ve'et, and we don't translate again. We have the definite direct object marker. Ayal, aleph, yod, lamed. Ayal is a ram, and of course that's the definite article, is the. So ve'et ayil. Notice if it wasn't ayil, if it was just ayil, like if we got rid of the hey, just any old ram, not the ram, then we'd also lose the red definite direct object marker, aleph tav. That would be gone. That you only mark the object with with this guy, if the object is actually definite. Here we got the hey. Okay, so only if it's definite. So if he's just saying, do this to some kind of ram, just any old ram, not the ram that we're talking about, then there's no need for the et. We just say the ayil. We would get rid of the et and the ha, the ayil. Okay? That's how that DDO works. Interesting. Hold on, is that? Nope. I thought it was giving me a laser somehow. Okay. The et ha ayil. Now our noun is ha ayil, the ram. And Hebrew likes to make the adjective completely agree with the noun. So we're followed by an adjective to tell us what kind of, I wrote adject if you're watching, to tell us what kind of ayil it is. It's ha-echad, the one. Okay, so take the one ram. Take the ram, the one. They agree in gender, they're both masculine. They agree in number, they're both singular. And they agree in definiteness, they both have ha, they're both definite. Okay. Now, you don't have to have ha to be definite. It could have said, like, ayalo, ha echad. His ram, ha echad, the one. You see? The adjective will still have ha on it. So if you made it definite, or if you gave the ram a name, Fred, then we'd have ve'et Fred, ha echad, the one. The one Fred, the one true Fred. Okay, continue on. Tikach. Ti, that tells us you. And there's a dagesh in the kuf that's reminding us that there was a lamed. So the verb was, of course, lakach. And that lamed went inside. Sorry, in PowerPoint I don't have as many colors available to me as usual. I should have maybe used something else. Anyway, so tilkach became tikach. Tav, kof, or kuf, however you call it, chet. Tikach. You shall lakach. You shall take. Vesamechu. We actually really, it's like there's a meteg here, kind of. Vesamechu. It's an open syllable. That's why it's not vesomchu. Vesamechu. So the syllable divide is right, like that. Vesamechu. Vesamech. That at the end means they. Samechu. It's samech mem kaf is the verb. Samech mem kaf. Samach is to lean the hands upon or to lean upon. Okay, this is where we get the word for smicha. I can't remember the English word. When someone becomes like a rabbi or something. Smicha. Ordination. I think COVID made me forget stuff. Lualai. All right. And then we have, if you're looking, we have a neon vav at the beginning of the verb. So that's going to change it from samechu, which is they leaned, to ve samechu, and they shall lean. They shall lean. It's changing it from a perfect to an imperfect. Okay, that's our verb. Who's the subject? All right, sorry for the pink splotches. I'm trying to deal with a portable version of PowerPoint, and the eraser tool doesn't work. I select eraser and it puts pink splotches there instead, so I'll just deal with that. I wanted to write verb here on the samech. I'll just put V, and then S for the subject with the pink eraser. Aharon uvanaiv. That's the subject. Aaron and vanaiv, the banim of Iv, the sons of him, his sons. That's the subject. It's those two together. It's a compound subject. Aaron and his sons. So ve and samech and they shall lean. Who's the they? Aharon uvanaiv. So you don't have to say the they, right? We don't need to when we have the subject there. If it didn't tell us who they were, then you translate they. So, and Aaron and his sons shall samach, they shall lean. And I have a little bump to remind you of the bump schwa, why it's an oo. If you don't know what that is, don't worry about it. It's fine. Just for those of you who've encountered that already. What will they lean? Et, we don't translate. Yedihem, right? Because it's not, this is from the word yadayim, which means hands. We drop the mem. Yadei means hands of. Ham, hands of them, their hands, right? Remember, yellow is for pronouns. If it had just been like any old hands, we wouldn't need the et, right? Just there's some hands laying around, lean some yadayim, and we would delete the et. Next word, al, upon. Al, upon. And we finished the verse with a construct chain. Rosh ayal. Resh. Aleph Shin. Rosh is head. Ha, the ayil. Aleph Yod Lamed, ram. So because it's a construct chain, the ha gets imputed to the beginning of the chain. So the Rosh. So al Rosh, upon the head of ha, the ayil, the ram. Al Rosh ha ayil, upon the head of the ram. Okay, let's do verse 15 one more time. Sorry, I'm not, for the auditory learners, there's just not time to go through as much as I'd like if we're going to get all three verses done for the review. So feel free to pause and maybe glance at the screen if you like, or you can slow me down when I'm repeating it, okay? So it says, Ve'et and ayil ha-echad, the one ram, tikach, you shall lakach, you shall take, vesamechu Aharon, uvanaiv, and Aaron and his sons shall samach, they shall lean et yedihem, the hands of them, their hands, ayal, upon rosh ayal, the head of the ram. Okay? And maybe I'll count that one time. ואת האיל האחד tikach וסמכו אהרון ובניו את ידיהם על ראש האיל. All right. Verse 16 might need to be a bit quick so we can get through stuff. So 16 will be advanced. That will be the advanced portion from today. And I'm not going to zoom in for you visual learners. I'm just going to leave it as it is. All right? All right, let's scan it. ושחט to et האיל ולקח to et דמו וזרק to על המזבח סביב. Okay, let's break it apart. ושחט to. So the verb is chatat, shin, chet, tet, which is to ritually slaughter or just slaughter. The ancient meaning is to slit the throat. So chatat to, that would be a perfect verb, meaning you slaughtered. But then we have the vav conversive, for those of you watching. Instead of listening, that's, I have it in green, the conjunction there, and it changes it. So veshachata, and you shall slaughter. Et, we don't translate. Ayil, the ayil, the ram. Aleph, Yod, Lamed. Ve, and, lakach, to, and, shall take, you. Ve lakach, ta, and shall take, ta, you. Et, we don't translate. Damo, damo, the blood of, the blood of him, his blood, or its blood. Ve lakach, ta, et damo. Zarak to. And zarak. Zayin, resh, kof, or kuf, however you call it. Zarak is to sprinkle. To, you. So zarak to, and shall sprinkle you. Al, upon. Ham, the mizbeach, altar. Saviv, around. So saviv is, it's really like a noun here, but it's functioning adverbially. How are you going to sprinkle it? Saviv, around. Okay, so let's go through verse 16 one more time. This time I will, oh wait, cool, we have a couple minutes. Okay, I will cant it, and then maybe we'll read everything one more time through. ושחטה את האיל, ולקחת את דמו, וזרקת על המזבח סביב. All right. Okay, let's read the whole shebang. I'm just going to read through at kind of a medium pace. This is Exodus chapter 29, verses 14, 15, and 16. Or maybe I'll cant the whole thing. Let's cant it. Vet besahar hapar vet roho vet pirsho tisrof באש מחוץ למחנה chatat hu 15 ואת האיל האחד tikach וסמכו אהרון ובניו את ידיהם על ראש האיל. Verse 16. ושחטת את האיל ולקחת את דמו וזרקת על המזבח סביב. Okay, almost there, right at 30 minutes. I'm just going to read through one more time normally at a normal pace, and I'm not going to move the cursor, okay? 14, 15, 16 won't announce verses. ואת בשר הפר ואת רעו ואת פרשו tisrof באש מחוץ למחנה chatat hu. ואת האיל האחד tikach. וסמכו אהרון ובניו את ידיהם על ראש האיל. ושחטת את האיל, ולקחת את דמו, וזרקת על המזבח סביב. There we are, 30 minutes and 30 seconds. Thank you so much. Hope you enjoyed this, guys. Please leave me a comment down below if you have any questions or comments or ways we can improve this. I already have some ideas. I did some experimenting today, so we'll see how to keep making this better for you guys. I really hope you're progressing. Let me know if you're having good progress. I love to hear about that. It really gives me the emotional juice to push forward and do more and more stuff for you guys. As always, be blessed. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you tomorrow for, let's see, what are we doing tomorrow? First Kings from the Prophets. Shalom, shalom.